Hello YouTube! I am Pinstar, and this is Pinstar Plays Chef, episode 3. So, in our last episode, we got a couple of good recipes on our menu, but we need a few more. Our menu is still largely composed of a lot of the starter recipes, and they are, well, not so good. So, a few more recipes we shall be making. Now, at the request and suggestion of some of my viewers from before, I'm not going to spend every video carefully detailing out every single recipe I make. I will say what recipe we are going to go for, what my goal is, the template, the main ingredients, and then I'll fast forward to the finished product so you don't have to watch me hemming and hawing and tweaking the numbers and the amounts to get the perfect thing. But I will leave up a shot of the final product, so if you want to borrow the recipe for your own restaurants, well, I ain't gonna tell anyone. Right then, so a couple more name in game favorites. But we have a couple of points to spend here, and we do need to spend a couple of points to pull these off. So the next one is by JC. My favorite meal is either baked mac and cheese or onion pierogi, whichever is more doable. And being that this is an onion-based restaurant, of course we're going to do the onion pierogi. Now, pierogi to me says dumpling. There's these dumplings which pretty much cover every different culture's version of the dumpling. Tortellinis, pierogis, raviolis, capitelli. I mean, heck, you could even go into pot sticker and wonton territory, depending on what, sort of culture of the dish. But for here, we are going Eastern European, and that means pierogi. So, dumplings get. Now we're going to need a couple of extra ingredients to pull this off properly. When I think pierogis, I think sauerkraut. If we're going to be doing an Eastern European dish, we need some sauerkraut. We don't necessarily need any additional meats. But actually, there's another dish that I'm going to probably be wanting to pulling off, but I'll get into that one later. As far as other things, oh yeah, sage. That was one of the big Italian spices that I did not pick up initially, that I wanted to pick up, sooner rather than later. And then as far as other seasonings go, we could go pick up a condiment here. Or just another type of alcohol if we really wanted to. You know what? I think I'm going to leave this 1 point in stock here. I'll leave that be. But anyway, so let's go to the recipe editor. Let us pick up our dumplings. And I'm going to call these JC... JC-rigis, because they're pierogis, not JC. Let's see if we can get these looking. There we go, onion-based. There we go, that looks good. This is a main courses only ingredient. All right, so our minimum here is we need 80 grams of fresh pasta in high quantity. And by her description, there needs to be onions. But we knew that there's going to be onions involved anyway. Alright, I'll see you guys on the flip side. Okay, and here we go, the JC-rigis. So we've got onions, sauerkraut, potatoes, white wine sauce, white wine margarine sauce, rosemary, sage, and salt. The reason I went with margarine here is I specifically wanted to keep this a vegan/vegetarian dish. So I dodged the butter and went with margarine instead to keep it vegan friendly. And everything else here is not animal based, so our vegans/vegetarians have something to eat. 100 and there we go. Excellent. Let's put you on the menu. And you're a bit cheaper. We'll put you alongside the White Knight Hawk Pasta for as far as expense goes. That should be good. Now, we do need to farm up a few more skill points before we get into our next planned dish here. So, let's fast forward it a little bit. Also, putting that on the menu, let's see if that added anything to our offer perks here. I think we picked up the many ingredients perk. Yeah, that's the main reason I've been trying to like sort of rotate out around the use of my ingredients here. Is just so we can get that many different ingredients perk here. What do we got? More cheapskates. More cheapskates. Fair enough, fair enough. I'm waiting for somebody other than cheapskates to show up. We're slowly building up our attractiveness with the other groups. Oop, and we're at a big table. So let's get to furnishing and add a few more of these big tables. Oh, one other thing I wanted to point out. So notice here how we suddenly now have these 30 points in general ambiance. So I got to tell you, when I first started this game, that building perk, the historical building, that was meant to add 30 points of general ambiance to your building for free. However, the trait was bugged. But when I reported it to the dev, they turned around, got me a fixed XML file that fixed the problem for my playthrough here, and the general fix will be applied to everyone's version when 1.0 hits out a little bit later this month. So thank you very much to the dev for once again a very quick turnaround on a little bug here. So now we are reaping the benefits of being in a historical building. So that means everybody's actually willing to come to our place here. But we need the seats to actually seat them. Right then, let's turn you around. Put you parallel like that. There's 150 each. Yeah, that should be good. I don't want to spend myself too broke. And oh wow, we can actually fit that in there. All right, one more big table. And if we start needing more little tables, I'll pepper in a few more little tables. Actually, how much are little? 90? Yeah, I hate to waste that space. So here, we'll put one more little table in here. Again, I never said I was an interior designer, so yeah. Alright, get back here. What are you guys? More cheapskates. More cheapskates. Alright, well, we just need people to eat our stuff so we can get more rep points anyway. More cheapskates. Alright, things are starting to get a little busy, and my character's energy is already starting to drop. So, in anticipation of them needing a little help here, let's hire another chef. Alright, Mohammed, you come on in, my friend. Let's go spend up some skill points for you. Now, for the chefs, this chef doesn't unlock new recipe types like my character does. My character is the only one that has those things. But my chef here will allow us to specialize in specific dishes. However, what I think I'm going to do with him is I'm going to go straight down the fitness track here. We're going to do 2 of those, and we just need to train up 1 more skill point to get the 25 energy. So I'm going to put you on that and make you be an all-rounder assistant. The other thing that we need to do, and let's hope I turn a profit today, or this is going to be a very short series, is I need another table here, another prep surface, so he can actually help out in tandem. All right, we're down to 29 bucks, so we're going to need some people in the door here. Let's speed things down a little bit, just so I can see if we can see who our first... Hey, a food enthusiast! Much bigger budget, a little fussier, but not as fussy as a gourmet. So I'll take it. I'll take it gladly. Okay, our customer's ready to order. Our waiter is starting to get a little overwhelmed, too. What I may do is have them help. Where necessary. Just because I don't want people rage quitting before they order. We need all those orders in place. Obviously, we want to make sure Robin focuses on those. But the others can help out. Once I have enough money to hire another waiter, we can go back to the 2 and 2 setup here. And actually, until then, I think I'm just going to let everybody do everything. But once we can go to 2 and 2, then I'll be able to properly focus them. But here, we need all hands on deck. Just to make sure make sure nobody's idle here. All right, we've got ourselves another experience point here. So we can pick up another template here, another set of ingredients, and go for another dish here. And this is going to be another. We're going to be stacking up our main courses, mostly because our Name and Game patrons are all asking for main course dishes, which is fine by me. We're going to go with a lasagna. We seem to be going down, picking up a lot of the different carbs ones, so it might actually behoove us to pick up all of these, because there's some menu perks to be had, and if we focus our points in here, we can start getting at the higher tier ones here, which gives us big boosts to all of our carb-based dishes here. So let's do that. Let's go to our recipe editor. New recipe, please. Lasagna. And then for this one, yeah, lasagna is only main course here. This is streams, upstream, green dream, lasagna. Yes, I know, it's a mouthful, but so is lasagna. So he is asking for a spinach and salmon lasagna, which actually reminds me, I need to go and buy the spinach. I need the spinach. We already have salmon. That's already under our wing here. And while yes, ricotta cheese is traditional for lasagnas, I personally IRL hate ricotta cheese with a burning passion. So I am going to make the executive decision and say no ricotta cheese. For this lasagna, we will do other cheeses, please. Maybe pick up mozzarella, see how that fits on. All right, back to our recipe editor. All right, now this one only needs 60 grams of fresh pasta, because yeah, the pasta part of lasagna is ironically not usually the star of the show, and we're not going to go too crazy with the lasagna noodles here. Alright folks, I'll see you guys on the flip side. Alright, so here we have it, Jetstream's Upstream Green Dream Lasagna, featuring fresh pasta in the form of the lasagna noodles, the salmon, the spinach, onions, tomato, parmesan, lots of cow cheese, which actually ended up being a better flavor profile match than the mozzarella. But I'm sure I'll use mozzarella for something else down the line. A little bit of butter, a healthy bit of salt. And interesting note on the tags here, it does not have the carb tag, but that's okay. That's by design. It's manifesting the fish tag, it's manifesting the veggies tag, and it's manifesting the cheese tag. That's good enough for me. Fairly dense calorie, but not enough to qualify for the heavyweight. That's okay. We don't want to stack our menu with too many heavyweights. I'm happy with this being middle of the road. All right. As far as now, this thing's a little bit more expensive. In fact, this is probably the priciest thing on my menu. I'm going to call you $9.99. Because hey, if a white collar person comes in and wants to order a fish dish and they order this thing, $9.99 to them ain't gonna be that's nothing. That's a drop in the bucket. That's like chump change for them. Yeah, we might get a cheapskate complaining about paying $9.99 for a dish, but you know what? They're not my long-term populace here, so they're gonna have to deal. Still more on the cheapskates. And actually, let's see, did that do anything to our menu perks? It did. We got the dairy offer. So now we've got +5 attractiveness to family, low, and high. We don't have much in the way of families near us for the moment, so that isn't going to do too much. But I wouldn't begrudge one of them randomly wandering in here. Yeah, now here's what I'm talking about, the food enthusiast. The higher budget people tend to order a lot more. In addition to having, I think, so yeah, quiche, the expensive appetizer, a more expensive thing, cod salad, garlic potato soup. They're enthusiastic for the food. I will give them that. Hopefully they like our stuff. All right, we got another ingredient point here. But it's nice to see the restaurant nice and busy. This is what we want. We may need to raise some of our prices here. Because I think, I mean, we clawed ourselves out of the brink from there, and our current employees can handle the load as it is right now. The food enthusiast did not like our stuff. Well, we have a lot. We have the cod salad and the garlic potato soup is still of the it's problematic. It's not what we want. It's not creative. It's not authored by myself. So therefore, it is inferior. So you know what? I think we're going to go for another custom recipe here. Not going to necessarily... Oh, actually, I do have one ingredient point. I know exactly what I want to spend it on. Because we need to get more fish dishes on our menu. And while we have plenty of fish that we haven't used yet, we need lemon. Lemon pairs really well with fish. So we are absolutely picking up some lemons. Alright. Now, let's do a new recipe. Now, this one wasn't specifically requested by them, but I think we can go for it. This is going to be... There we go. Yeah, here we go. Side dish. We're going to do a grilled fish side dish. Shona's side of salmon. This is, once again, this was not one specifically requested, just like with the Boyd burger. But even if you don't request something specifically, you still get your name in the game one way or the other. Seafood tagged ingredient with 120. Salmon it is, 120. Alright, I'll see you guys on the flip side. Alright, here we are. Salmon, onions, garlic, lemon, olive oil, salt, and thyme. Shona's side of salmon. Alright, let's see if that gives us the fish offer. It also gives us finally something else to put in our side dishes besides these two potato dishes. Call you $6. You're the best one, and we gotta yank one of these off of here. The roasted potatoes goes bye-bye. Because it is an inferior one. I will, for the moment, put the cannellini with mushrooms on there. Call you $5. but that's just temporary until we get more things in there. All right. That did not it gave us the carbs offer though, which gives us family low and blue collar. Again, not much in the representation there, but those are never a bad thing. But yeah, let us continue. Let's see how our reviews are doing here. Cheapskate, yeah, terrific. They're liking me. I think that one ding was probably from the food enthusiast, but again, they ate stuff that was not curated. They ate stuff out of the cookbook, and they were not happy about that, and I don't blame them. We still have so many more recipes to customize before I'm happy, even remotely happy with our menu. I mean, our menu has a long ways to go. Alright, we're also just a few more likes away from getting our next point of influence, which should help our customer pool and get this place hopping even more. Where were you guys? Cheapskates, 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 cheapskates. Yeah, we're eventually gonna fix that. We're eventually gonna weed out the cheapskates. But for now, we need warm bodies in the seats to pay the bills and keep the lights on. So, yeah. Alright, we got our next point of influence. So once again, our influence points, every 20 popularity points, we get another point of influence. We can then spend that on one of the surrounding areas. And each point that we spend gives us a 20% share of whatever the population in that area is, and adding it to our current customer pool. So we can see here we have access to about 4,900 white-collar people. We dump in another one of those, and now we have access to 6,200 white-collar people, as well as like the smattering of everybody else around here. So yeah, we're going to get more cheapskates, but you know, eventually we should start seeing more white-collar people filter in, as well as some more food enthusiasts. That one food enthusiast that stopped by was not a fluke. We have a decent pool and a decent popularity with them, so we should expect to see more of them, and all the more reason to get our menu up to snuff so we can make them happy when they show up. Alright, let's speed you up a little bit here. It's the lull after the lunch service before what are you guys? More cheapskates. I'm curious. I'm scanning everybody that comes in. It's also a good thing for your employees to be idle. Normally in these management games, it's a bad thing when your employees sit idle, but in this case, it's a good thing because their energy recovers when they are idle. You know, it essentially has them go on break. More cheapskates. So it helps regenerate their energy without you having to formally send them on a break. So they're less likely to get into dangerously tired closer to the group itself. Oh yeah, speaking of morale, we're going to set them down to low salaries. Actually, we might even put you down to survival mode, just so I can save money on that a little bit. Also, you know what, we don't need to be spending money to get more cheapskates. So I'm going to turn off customer attraction for the flyers. I am going to keep up the billboards. The billboards are I think, absolutely worth it for going after the white-collar workers. And you can't have the flyers go after white-collar workers. So I'm just going to save us some money there, just so that we have a little bit more cash to splash around with here. As our popularity gets higher, and also as we start attracting a wealthier crowd, I can raise my prices. And then we can actually start getting a little bit more cash money in the bank, and therefore we can start being a little bit more aggressive with our spending here. But for now, this is a quiet thing. Dinner service usually picks up around 7, 8-ish. Yep, here we go. Here's dinner service picking up. Cheapskates. You guys cheapskates too? Yes, you are. White collar! Woot woot! We got white collar! I think they're our first white collar customers. And you know what? In their honor, let's while they're still ordering, this stuff gets added to the menu in real time. Let's give them another seafood dish to pick from here. You know what they could use? They could use a salad. No, actually, you know what? Let's go for the fried fish. We picked up this template a while ago, but we never actually used it. Heck yeah. Yeah, we'll do a fried fish appetizer. And well, actually, I don't know if I'm going to name this one. I'm going to name it myself. The 2-ring super starter. Alright folks, I will see you guys on the flip side. Right, here's the 2-ring super starter. Also a little bit of a bug here, but the bank error in my favor here. This little icon here, this complex aroma, is tasking me with having 4 or more spice tagged ingredients. And for having accomplished that, it gives me a 10-point bonus to the quality of the dish. That's not normally available until you get level 2 in that recipe archetype. And we're only level 1, so minor bug, but it's a bug in our favor, so I ain't going to yell too loud about it. So we got ourselves the seafood tag, the vegetable tags, and the spice tag. We definitely like the spice tag, and it wanted spices anyway. So here we are, the 2-ring super starter. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's add you to the menu real quick. See if we can't get as far as youth. Since I'm targeting our white collar people with this, you know what? We're gonna $9.99 this. We don't want the cheapskates to get the 2-ring super starter. This is for white collars only. I mean, they're still allowed to order it and probably will yell and complain about it. But that did give us the seafood offer, which gives us the glorious 10% attractive for white collar, plus high class families and tourists as well. So we're building up a nice board here. Now you can see how we can slowly wean ourselves off of the cheapskates over time, which is something we absolutely want to do. All right, now let's see. What did they order? Aha! Yes, they immediately ordered the 2-ring super starter. Perfect, and a Boyd burger, and air teas noodle soup, plus some blonde beer. If it were not for the beer, I'd say these guys are probably going to be really happy with their meal. The beer, for some reason, white collars don't like beer, but for some reason they decided to order beer when there's wine on the menu. Like I said, they don't always order to their tastes. But as long as you have the offers there, then they'll be decently likely to order something good. I'm just happy that they picked up the 2-ring super starter. Ooh, yes, happy face, happy green face, happy green face. All right, our first. Did they leave me a review? Please tell me they left me a review. Cheapskates. Nah, they didn't leave me a review. Oh well. They don't all leave you a review. But we should start seeing a more diverse crowd trickling in now. I say as I find nothing but cheapskates. What were you guys? Yeah, more cheapskates. Never. More cheapskates. Alright. I'm going to stop saying things. All right, our popularity grows. We've increased in popularity over 50. So there's another way to increase your attractiveness is your overall popularity level. So if we look at our thing, we are now popularity level 1, which means that we now have some inherent attractiveness for other types of customers. Now, granted, it's only 10% for blue collars, 10% for low-class tourists, and 5% for vegetarians and vegans. Like I said, we're still largely an unknown, and we do not naturally attract the higher class folks to us yet. But that's coming. That's coming. So yeah, in our next episode, we'll probably finish up the day here and see about our next form of culinary conquest going forward. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment. Good, bad, or indifferent, your feedback's always welcome. So until next time, this has been Pinstar, signing out. See ya.